Tyrone long and strong.
Exactly. Lock
Big
him
Bob.
away. Somebody,
Like
is going to
team
do
of
him
20
like he
to
did
30
them.
people that you just rotate.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. That's not nice.
Where they don't have baby oil at. Yeah.
No lube.
No lube. No Vaseline. And
on
that.
The would be
I'm Natty.
And I'm Jessica.
And we are the Would-Be Podcasters.
That's right.
See, we got that good.
Yay! Wait, we actually have that now. Where's the
Does it
little
clap?
clappies?
Oh, make it clap.
There it is. I don't know if you can hear that, but
exactly.
Applause, if you can.
Yeah. Okay, so our topic today, clearly it's made the news, and if you haven't heard about it, then you're probably living under a rock.
The Rock, yeah.
Yeah. Diddy got arrested.
Finally.
Everything that they said he did, he probably did. Because the amount of people and evidence that has come out.
Sorry.
And then baby oil. Everybody right now is just like
talking about the baby
oil.
That's all they have to talk about.
Yeah, they arrested him and he has no bail.
No bail.
He's got to stay there.
Oh, that's good.
I know, right? It's like
so
the evil
okay.
laugh.
He has like a bunch of like celebrities too that are in there. So guess, who do you think is in those videos? Just a guess.
I mean, at this point, he's probably got several years worth. Probably everybody. If
Decades.
You went to Diddy's house for anything, for any reason, he's probably got you recorded. Like, straight up. Like, that was one of the things that was said in that old boy's deposition or whatever.
Oh, the deposition?
Rodney's, he was like, he's always recording. Cameras are always on. There's cameras around the house. So I was like,
crazy.
The amount of footage that they got, because they confiscated, some phones and had footage of the freak-offs. So, I don't know what Homeland Security saw, but a lot. They saw a lot. Probably hours worth. I'll bet they were.
They have to be in therapy now.
I probably would be too. But yeah, like the latest thing in the lawsuits, because I just now read it, is that Dawn Richards was one of the people that also filed a lawsuit against him.
I need to see a picture of Dawn Richards.
She's from Diddnt He.
No.
Remember when he had the girl group?
Oh, yeah.
She was one of the girls.
Okay. Thank you.
And remember then he formed Dirty Money. And she was a part of Dirty Money. And he was saying she was overworked. She was sexually harassed all the time. He's always trying to touch on her. Like, straight up, yeah. And then Aubrey O'Day, who also used to be in Diddnt He, but got, kicked out because she said that she was like alluding to it like years ago. She was like, well, I just wasn't willing to do certain things. And it like, no, everybody's like, oh, she never said, but she just was like, this is why I'm not a part of that group no more. And she made a post and she was like, finally justice, because most of the time women aren't believed in these situations.
It's true.
And I was like, dang, I mean, and also Dawn Richards was witness to him abusing Cassie. So that's another thing. She doubled down on that. Like, no, that happened. Cassie's not lying. She's not making it up. I was there when an incident occurred. They didn't say that she's not lying.
We have video evidence.
But then it's just like, how many people witnessed this then? That's what I'm trying to say. Like, how many say anything? Well, the person at the hotel, remember the hotel video that surfaced? Apparently, Diddy paid off everyone because hotel security did get involved. So they did see him do it. They got involved. He paid off some people. But I guess after all this came out, they sold the footage to CNN.
Wow. They got paid twice then.
Right, at this point. So did Cassie. But we digress. He settled out of court.
I'd be pissed off.
At the end of the day, it's just kind of like, once again, when people are like, oh, it was a different time. Well, all the crap that you used to get away with in the 99 and the 2000s, it's probably not going to be able to happen anymore because...
Probably for a good thing,
for a good reason, because we're tired of turning the other, I want to give Cat Williams all the credit because, he said you gotta tell Diddy no. It's like, I've been invited multiple times. And now we're like, oh, we know what kind of party.
His wife wouldn't let him go to those things either.
Oh, really? Well, I'm telling you.
Sometimes you're saved by your wifey.
And see, that's what I think. I think, like, you know, because I knew about, like, those parties and stuff. Well, not, like, freak-offs. I didn't know about any of that. But, you know, how you would have, like, the white parties.
Yes.
And that was, like, a whole thing. And I was like, oh, that's such a cool idea to have, like,
I never was into that.
Well, no, not, like, the white. Well, no, like, to have everybody in a theme. Like, for example, if I had a Barbie birthday party, y'all would have to wear pink or something.
That's, you know, exactly like, why I have an issue with that. First of all, I'm not going to wear pink.
Or, I mean, come on. You just got to
This is about as loud as I get. Okay.
I do it for the team. I don't know. But, you know, I thought it was cool. You know, black people, we get matching shirts and everything. So,
I just can't be matchy-matchy. I'm sorry.
Like a whole family reunion. Everybody got on the shirts and we coordinate.
That's different.
But I'm just saying, it's a party still, you know.
I'm not trying to look like everybody else.
But maybe I don't know. But, like, one of the things I remember reading about that was, like, if you didn't, if you're sort of like, yeah, like you, like, no, I'm not coming in wearing not wearing white. Then he was making people strip. So that's always a red flag right there. Like nah, girl, take that dress off. It ain't white. Like, okay, I'm just gonna come in here in my bra and panties now. See, that's a red flag. That is a red flag. Yeah. That it's just like, well, you better strip. Like,
I think also that shows that people think that they have way too much power over somebody else.
And that is what everyone's saying about Diddy, that it was really a lot of just power, because when he didn't get his way with whomever, mostly women, it led to abuse. Like, you know, he wants you to do this, that, or whatever, and you're like, no. And then it's like, I'm not asking you, I'm telling you. That's crazy. And then, you know, girls were getting drugged. And he, like, wasn't even trying to hide it, because it was, like, another thing I read where it was, like, the next day they were getting, he allowed everybody to get, you know, the little IV drip thing to rehydrate yourself. Yeah. So it's like, oh, okay, you know, I gave you a bunch of ketamine, but, you know, look, in the morning I'm going to give you this IV drip, you don't feel good, you don't go home. Thank you for your service. Like, ew.
That's just if he let you leave, though.
I mean, that too. But, yeah, I'm like, and see, that's the thing with Rodney, that producer, that like,
that's the one I was thinking about.
I mean, everything he said, I'm sure it happened. It was like so much great detail, but he even said it too. He was like, look, there are drinks that are for Diddy. There are drinks that are for everyone else. Which means that the drinks that are for everyone else are definitely laced with some type of narcotic.
But my question would be, like, he had his sons there, right? And did he have his daughters there?
No, because, okay, so I don't know what all has been going on, because remember he had, like, the 2 daughters with Kim Porter, and I think, like, after she died, her son, I know, like, they live with him, so that's Quincy. That's Al Bisher's son with Kim Porter, and that's, like, technically not Diddy's son. That's his, like, stepson or half-son. Or honestly, nothing now, because, you know, Kim Porter is no longer alive, and they're not even related. But those are still his sisters. So, you know, I think after she died, he took, like, custody of them, or they went to live with him. Either way, the point is that the girls don't live there with Diddy. They don't live there. No, they live with their brother. So that's a whole thing. Unless some of this changed, then y'all let me know. But yeah, I think after
that wasn't a red flag to anybody?
After Kim Porter died, I just think that, you know, and I mean, it kind of makes sense where it's just like, no.
You don't want.
But I think was she living with Kim Porter? Or like, were they living with Kim Porter before she died? I don't know, because remember she just like mysteriously just kind of dropped dead or something. She had some kind of flu or pneumonia or whatever.
Yeah, something like that.
I'm not even sure. But yeah, like that whole thing too. It's just like, and then, you know, one of his charges is arson, because he did have Kid Cudi's car blown up, because that was a thing.
So he is like on some real life
mafia stuff.
Stuff. Okay.
Because I guess after him and Cassie broke up, she was seeing Kid Cudi. And then Kid Cudi's vehicle just mysteriously blew up. But he apparently threatened to do that. And then it happened. And that's one of the things in the charges is like that's how the arson charge goes. I was reading like an article that was like breaking down all the RICO charges, racketeering. They recovered all kinds of guns with serial numbers scraped off.
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah. There's a lot of them, like AKs.
Yeah. Yeah. And then the baby oil.
What baby?
Baby oil.
Oh, the baby oil. I don't understand. That's another thing. Why do you have so much? Where are you putting it?
It's like when you get a bulk order from Costco,
yes,
you know, like
that's more than one bulk order from Costco.
Like, where was it? Was it just in the garage? You know, just kept in a storage closet?
It has to be in some.
Is there like a freak off closet? Like you designated a certain spot for all your stuff?
Or
but it's like, you know, because like these parties have been going on for years,
decades probably.
And I just think that, like, you know, anybody that's gone to a Diddy party, I mean, probably for the first time, you don't know what's going to happen. And maybe after you do find out, maybe that's why Snoop's wife would not let him attend. And that's why Cat Williams was not trying to attend again.
It's like, sorry.
And then it's just like, oh, Lord, all the celebrities, you know, that have been there, like, I'm waiting for more people to come out. Like, what have you seen? What has happened? You can snitch on Diddy. He's not going to do anything. He can't hurt you now. Yeah. You know, like at this point, because the whole time, that's another thing that pisses me off. It's like all the lawyers are like, oh, and he has spent all this time building his dynasty. And it's like,
what kind of dynasty, though?
Bro, it's like, okay.
That's my question.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, once again, artist separating from the person. It's just like,
she's obsessed with that topic.
I am, because it's like, I like Notorious B.I.G. It does suck that, you know, he was with Bad Boy. Like, would he be alive if he would have went with another record label? Like, I don't know.
And was Diddy that way back then?
I don't know.
Because he was part of the industry for the longest time, right? Mm-hmm. But
I don't know. And see, that's the thing. It's like with Diddy, I think he had this image. That's another thing.
That's my question.
Has it always been this way?
But how do you can't come into it like that, though.
But I mean, if you have so many connections, like, nobody really knows. Like, I know he went to college at, like, Howard or something.
Okay.
I don't know if he finished, because he got an honorary degree, which they ultimately took back, because they had, like, a scholarship and everything named after him. They gave him, like, the $1 million back. So Howard wanted no part of Diddy anymore.
I wonder why.
But, you know, it's like nobody really ever talks about, like, what did Diddy do before Bad Boy, before Notorious B.I.G.?
He was a what you call it? Like almost like a grunt, I think. That's when that whole club thing happened. And you don't remember that? I think some people
when somebody got shot and they blamed Shine or whatever.
Because like whenever when they were trying to exit, I think there wasn't enough room for everyone to exit, so it was like a whole fire hazard. And if I remember correctly, and I could be totally wrong, I'm very sorry. I think there was a fire on the stage.
Oh.
And they were trying to get out, and then a bunch of people got crushed. I think. Oh. You should Google it. Google it.
Okay.
Yeah. What was? I know he had a job in the industry, and
did he work for a record label?
I think so. Yeah. I think he was.
Here we go. Yeah, Diddy began his career in the 90s as an intern for Uptown Records after dropping out of Howard University. He worked his way up to become a talent director at the label and went on to develop artists Jodeci and Mary J. Blige. Okay. All right. Didn't know that. Yeah, he was A&R for Uptown Records.
Jodeci and Mary J.
Yeah,
are you serious?
That was a long time ago.
Dang,
so I guess he's always been in the music industry. True, like when people are afraid of you, you know, that's it. You have a different kind of control over them because they're afraid of you. And
they're afraid of maybe not just you, but what you can do or what you can have undone.
And that's what apparently was happening with the women in P. Diddy's life. You know, it's like, well, I made you a celebrity and I can take you out of this. And I think that's what, I mean, God, when you think about it, it's like Cassie was probably just going through hell. J-Lo was probably sitting up here being like, you know what, I dodged a bullet with that because there's no way. But it's just like, you know, and then you got to think about it. He has like all these kids. What are all the other baby moms? I want them to come out and say something. I mean, Kim can't because she is deceased. But I mean, he's got all these other children by all these other women. Where are these ladies? What was he doing to you? You're not with him anymore either. You know, your sons are staying there in his house and he's raising them. So good luck on that. But I mean, you know, like he got like 4 or 5 baby moms. He just recently had a baby. You didn't hear that? He was with some girl who's, I think is Asian and black or something. And they have a child. He has a daughter. Because like before all this went down, he, like made a TikTok video and he had like, you know, like his toddler, his little daughter on there. So I don't know who the mom was or whatever, because everybody was like, P. Diddy is like 54. how is he out here just still producing children? Like, how does he have a toddler? You know, and I don't know who that girl was. She wasn't anybody in the music industry. I guess she was like a normal girl who hooked up with Diddy. I don't know.
Or maybe one of the girls that ended up being in the freak off and got pregnant and ended up being Diddy that produced it.
Maybe. I don't know the whole story about that because I just remember he did make a video and he had like the kid in the video and I was like.
But you remember that girl that was in the video and she kept calling him Papa Diddy or Papa Sean or whatever the hell.
Oh, that one girl. Like, what was the whole story with that? Like, what
she
happened
disappeared.
To her?
I don't know.
Who
They
is
were
she?
talking
Where
about
is she?
They were talking about how she was trafficked, and that's why we can't find her. But I don't know. I
would look that up because I forgot about. I saw that video too. It's just like, you know.
Yeah, where did she go?
I don't know. I feel that more people are going to come forward. Well, hell, like since this started, like because it started last November is when Cassie sued him, and then the next day he's like, "Oh, I'm going to settle out of court." And
but
blah,
Jack
blah, blah.
Wire's been saying that there's something up with Diddy, but she's also been saying stuff about Jay-Z and
she's kind of like, but she said some stuff that's kind of off because I've seen some of her videos and I'm like, okay, this chick is kind of crazy. So she might know some stuff, but also like some stuff I think she's just kind of reaching. But
I don't know.
I don't know about her. I don't know how much I trust her. She's like, I'm in an industry. And I've honestly never heard of this woman. I've never heard of her. And she's like, and I was in this video, and I knew this person, and I knew Busta Rhymes, and I knew.
But she was.
But also, you're from New York. Yeah, so maybe that's why. Like,
yeah, that pillow talk is real.
I don't know her whole deal, but now she's just snitching on everyone, I guess. I don't know.
Okay. So I have a question for you. What do you think? Okay. And you guys too, comment below. Do you think if Diddy was not famous, would he have still done this? Would he be capable of doing it? Would he have the resources to do it? And if not, why? Tell me.
I think he still would do it. I just feel, but it would have to be the money. So, like, if he was, like, a rich dude, let's say, he was getting, like, I don't know, like, Bill Gates' money just from doing something completely different, I think he still would be doing this. Like, even if it was like, oh, I'm a technology mogul or something.
I don't think he would have been a technology mogul.
But you know what I'm saying? Just in general, if he was in a different profession, he would still do this. Like, if he was a stockbroker that made a decent amount of money, he would still
I could see him doing that. I think he would have been doing something like that.
Because remember when he said he wanted to run for mayor of New York? Mm-hmm. Yeah, that was the thing back in the day. He was like, I'm going to run for mayor. He did not. But he said that he was going to, and he was like talking about it on TRL and all this stuff, and he was going to run for mayor.
I think that's when he did that marathon or whatever.
Yeah, and then he ran the marathon instead. So either way.
He ran.
It's like he ran.
New York.
Yeah.
But not.
Because I think he's that person that wants to have power and just, some people have these weird fetishes. I don't understand it, but everybody has their own thing.
I think he would have still been doing something to that capacity, but he would have been like more like.
I would have been in jail by now. I think he would have been in jail. Well, maybe that's another thing too. It's like the audacity. Like, you're going to do all this illegal stuff in front of everybody on camera.
So blatant.
Just not giving an F. And that's kind of, I think that's another thing too when it does go to trial and all this stuff. People are just going to see how shameless he was about it. Like,
but that's what makes me angry is that it was so blatant. Just like R. Kelly, everybody knew but did nothing about it. That's what drives me nuts. I don't care who you are. I don't care how much money you have. You shouldn't have that type of control over people just because you sat behind a mic for a little bit and made some people dance. But that's all
stemmed in fear because, that's how, like, the mob and stuff gets over. It's like, no, you just realize,
trying to mess with mob.
Yeah, you just learn, like, I can't tell this man no because this is going to happen, because he threatened to do this if I said no, or it was just kind of like, P. Diddy don't take no for an answer. If you're not going to do it, trust me, you will be feeling the effects of these drugs later on, and you will, whether you want to or not. And it's just like,
it just makes me so angry.
Yeah, because some people want to have control. Some people don't want to hear the word no. Some people, it pisses them off when they hear the word no. Like, I have had to deal with, this is my last example, and then we're going to wrap it up. Like, dealing with people when I worked at Home Depot, having to tell people, like, no, no, you can't rent that because, no, you're not allowed to do that because, no, you can't, like, men would just get real pissed. Like, that's just the law. I don't know. That's
The
just the way
bottom
it
line is that people don't
want to
like
hear no. Yeah, like, men would just get so bad. You just see the anger in their eyes, and I'm just like, for real? Yeah, it's just like, some people don't want to hear no.
We're going to cut that part out.
So yeah, Diddy didn't want to hear no, and you know what? He gonna be hearing some stuff in prison because he is there with no bail.
Oh my God! Can you imagine how much he's gonna get messed with?
Yeah, because where did they arrest him at? Was it New York or California? It's one of those two, because those were like the main houses that were raided.
No, he had a Florida home.
But I think where they found all the stuff.
I don't know
where the freak-offs were happening. Like, what state was that? Like, where did they find the baby oil? What house was that? But that's another thing. With the
that was the question. Was it a cumulative?
Yeah, or
was that just in one
house?
Place?
And what do they do with it? I want to see pictures.
I don't.
I know there's pictures.
Post it.
I want to see like a closet just stacked with baby oil. It's like you open his bathroom closet and it's just stacked up with Johnson & Johnson. It's like, dang.
Oh, my face.
Like, oh my God. I do want to know. Like, I want more details on that. Like, did y'all just add up the totals from each of the houses, or this was just the one in LA? Okay.
Or the one in Florida.
Because they were, I know, like, the pictures of the LA one, that was the one I think that his kids were there, and they were taking all that stuff out, so...
Why would you have that stuff there when your kids are in there?
Probably because he didn't think anybody would find it. And I'm wondering, like, where it was. Because he had all the weapons and all that stuff. Like, did he just have, like, an arsenal of things, like, you know? But then again, we've learned from all the school shooting situations that people just be having guns and they don't care about hiding them from their children. I feel that he probably was the same way. He probably was not trying to hide none of that from the kids. It's probably just like, oh, you know, daddy's AK is in the closet. Like,
I don't know a lot of people that have AKs in the closet, though.
Under the bed. I don't know where he was keeping it. Maybe his bodyguards were holding on to it, you know? Like, how many weapons did they seize from there? Because they said it was a lot.
I don't know. What's a definition of a lot? I mean, if you go to California, first of all, you're not supposed to have a gun in California, correct?
I don't think that's correct. I think you can still have guns. But I don't think you can have, like, assault rifles. And why does a civilian need to have an assault rifle?
I can think of lots of reasons.
Well, I mean, that's where people go on mass shootings and stuff. But I mean, like, I understand the military having these for a reason.
Gun
like,
in Cali.
Like, the cops don't show up with, like,
to legally own a firearm in California, you must meet certain eligibility criteria, which include being over 21 years old and for handguns and long guns like hunting rifles, having valid identification, having no criminal record, which he did.
See? And that's another thing. Probably because he has a criminal record.
Yep. There's no reason why he should have any type of gun.
And then there's that. That's probably the technicality they're definitely going to get him on, because the serial numbers are scratched off, which is also illegal.
That is shady.
Yeah. That's what they said. They said the serial numbers were compromised or something like that. So maybe
they were filed off.
Yep. So, and he wasn't even supposed to have, that right there is enough for them to get him. And then all the other 26 charges that they have him on. Like, when they were reading it, it was just like a list. You're just like, dang.
Just hold on. Go ahead and go to the restroom. We still have more.
It's like, wow.
Are you done? Yeah?
I'm so ready for this trial. I'm ready for this to go to court. Like, just lock him up. Just do it. Like, you know, he doesn't need to be free. He does not need to be out here tormenting other people and making their lives hell. Like, just lock him up. Like, I'm sorry.
Put him somewhere where...
Because he's done decades worth of damage to people.
I don't know. I'm just making up things up. I don't know.
Tyrone the long and strong. Like, he's
that one.
Better call Tyrone. Okay. Anyways, all right. So we're gonna wrap this up because we've just gone completely off topic. Okay.
That's all I want to say.
So in conclusion, we think that he should be locked up. Yes.
With Tyrone long and strong.
Exactly. Lock him away. Somebody, you know,
like
is gonna do him like he did 30 them.
People that you just rotate.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. That's not nice.
You know, where they don't have baby oil at. Yeah.
No lube.
No lube. no Vaseline. And on that.
All right. Bye, you guys.
Bye.